Randy the Plumber. Welcome back to News Desk, baby. I'm going to be talking about Matt Kenseth. Matt Kenseth. Coming back. Matt Kenseth, the 2003 Winston Cup champion, has decided to grace us NASCAR fans with his presence one more time. He is not gracing the other drivers' presence. Believe me. They're not happy. They're not ecstatic. Nobody wants to. They don't want Matt Kenseth out there right now because they know that Matt Kenseth is a champion. Matt Kenseth has 39 Cup wins. I'm trying to tell you something. You ain't listening. Matt Kenseth, 39 Cup wins, 2003 Winston Cup champion. That's back when it was the Winston Cup. I liked it when it was the Winston Cup. I miss it being called the Winston Cup. I grew up, it was the Winston Cup. Who's going to win the Winston Cup? That's what, was on everybody's minds. But now Matt Kenseth has decided he's going to come back and he is going to get on the wheel of that 42 car, which is already an excellent team. Let's be honest. The 42 team is an excellent team. Chip Ganassi Racing has got their shit together. Okay? On a very large scale. Got Kurt Busch in there as his teammate. If you recall, they were teammates at Roush, the 97 and the 17. So we know they work well together as teammates. Now you're taking Matt Kenseth, that's been sitting out there for about a year and a half thinking about everything. He's been thinking about every turn at every track. He's been thinking about what he did wrong, what he could do better, because he stepped away from the sport. And when you step away from something, you get to look at it from the outside in. And that's what Matt Kenseth's been doing for a year and a half, is he's been analyzing NASCAR from the outside in and getting a broader perspective of every little bitty detail. So now what you've done is you've gave a veteran champion a chance to step away from the sport for a year and a half and then come back and grace our presence as the fans. The drivers don't like this. Don't be fooled. Matt Kenseth is coming back for one reason. One reason. To win a championship. For Chip Ganassi. That's why he's coming back. I'm sure he's had opportunities. But the opportunity presented itself to jump in that 42 car, which is a hell of a team. Let's just be honest here. Top level team, no doubt. Competitive week in and week out, no doubt. Now you're going to give veteran Matt Kenseth the reins to run with a team like that after he's had a year and a half to go sit and think about everything. Man, this is not going to go well for a lot of people, but it's going to go very well for Matt Kenseth. When he makes his start, and I'm assuming it's going to be at Darlington right now because, holy shit, we're going back to racing, y'all. And NASCAR is going to be the only live sport in the entire world come May 17th. The only sport in the entire world. So let's break that down for a second. We'll come back to Matt Kenseth. And you're sitting there going, did he just say that NASCAR on May 17th would be the only live sport going on in the world? You're damn right that's what I said. And I love NASCAR. So once you think about this, NASCAR is being put on the worldwide page now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You ain't listening. I am trying to tell you something. You ain't listening. May 17th, Darlington. Only live sport going on the damn planet is NASCAR. No fans allowed. We will take it. Right now, I'd take just about anything. I'm not going to lie. This blank time in sports has really been messing with my mind. Sports is what makes my world go round every day. That's what I do every day. I talk about sports. I watch sports. That's what we do. That's what sports fanatics do. That's all we do. Well, we ain't been able to do that shit. The only thing we've been able to do it with is some iRacing, which ain't real racing. It's real. Look, it's real racing, but it ain't real racing. I don't know what it is. It's entertaining, yes. Does it fill the void? No. It does not fill the void. May 17th, Darlington, you got to be watching. The whole world's going to be watching. It's the only live sporting event on. I don't know if anybody's really gave that a whole lot of thought as to what this is going to do for NASCAR. NASCAR's fixed to be back, baby. It's fixed to be back because all the world's going to have to watch is NASCAR. I saw somebody on Twitter. Somebody tweeted something to me yesterday or the day before. It was a lady. She said, I've never watched NASCAR before, but being that May 17th it's going to be the only live sports on television, she said, I'm probably going to watch it, and I'm probably going to fall in love with it. And she's never watched it before. This is a grown woman. She's never watched it before. So what this is fixing to do for NASCAR is fixed to be on a scale that is, I don't even know how you put a scale on it. How do you do that? How do you put a scale on the fact that you're going to be the only live sport that anybody in the world can watch? That's freaking nuts, man. I love it. I love it. I mean, it just, when you sit and think about it, it's almost crazy to sit and think about what NASCAR has the opportunity to do right now. It's nuts. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it because I love the sport. I want to see the stands, the grandstands. Everybody that knows me knows that I have one goal in life, and that is to see the grandstands completely packed out at every race again. That means no tickets on sale the day of the event, completely sold out. I gotta see that again. I saw it for a long time, and I hadn't seen it in a long time. Okay, that's the problem. So we got to take the mentality of let's pack the grandstands, let's pack the track. Okay, this is going to help pack the track. What I'm telling you is NASCAR's fixing to be the only live sport that anybody in the world can watch, and they're fixing to fall in love with it because they never dreamed of what they were missing. They never knew what they were missing. So you're going to have millions upon millions of people that have never watched a race tune in and go, holy shit, these guys are really good. What have I been missing? Ain't I been screwing up? Let me get out there and get me some merchandise. Let me see if I can get me some tickets to a race. That's what's going to be going on, and I'm loving it. I cannot wait. I cannot wait right now. But look, back to Matt Kenseth, because that's what I'm trying to talk about right now. I'm getting myself sidetracked here. He made his debut in 1998. Okay? So let's think about that for a minute. He raced in 98. He raced in 08. Okay, that's the 90s. He raced in the 2000s. He raced in the 2000 teens. Now he's fixing to race in the 2020s. Matt Kenseth, when he makes his debut at Darlington, will have raced in 4 different decades. Now, I don't know what you call a veteran, but I'm suspecting, and I'm just guessing here. I'm just pulling this out of my ass. But I am suspecting that when a man has won a championship, has won 39 races, damn near 40, and he's raced in 4 different decades, I'm assuming that that's the epitome of being a damn veteran that spent a year and a half away from the track analyzing everything. Everything. Every mistake he ever made, he's analyzed it. He's learned how to improve it. He's put it in his head not to make this mistake again, and that's who's coming back. Oh, shit. Are you smelling where I'm stepping? Because I am stepping all off in this shit. I am buried knee deep in this shit right now. Are you smelling it? Do you see what I'm talking about? This is an amazing deal that's going on with Matt Kenseth. My gosh, man. Cup champion. 39 races he won. He knows how to get around the racetrack. He knows how to put that thing in victory lane. And Chip Ganassi knows how to field a championship race team. He just ain't had the right parts. He ain't had everything. When you put Matt Kenseth and Kurt Busch back together again, which they were unbelievable teammates at one time, and they're going to be unbelievable teammates again. When you put them two guys on the same race team, you put Chip Ganassi behind them, who's hungry for a championship. Don't fool yourself. He wants to win that damn thing. You put all that together, and I'm telling you, right now, you better watch out. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. 'Cause Matt Kenseth and Kurt Busch are coming to town. Now, you're finally hearing what I'm saying. You're finally getting it through that thick skull, and you're going, wait a minute. This crazy son of a bitch has got a point. We fixing to put two guys back together that love each other. That has a owner that is starving to win the points championship. He's starving. And Matt Kenseth's only coming back for one reason, to make that happen. Now, this is a fact. If Kurt Busch goes out and wins the championship this year, Matt Kenseth helped make that happen. If Matt Kenseth wins it this year, Kurt Busch helped make that happen. Okay, because it takes them all. But you combine these guys, and the chemistry's pretty damn good. If you took chemistry, you understand what I'm talking about. He won the Winston Cup in 2003. Fun fact about that, it was the last Winston Cup. That was the Winston Cup I was referring to a little while ago, where I miss it being called Winston Cup. Because in 2003, Winston had to pull out of NASCAR. They didn't have a choice. So it becomes something else. It wasn't the Winston Cup anymore. And also, what else happened in 2003? And Matt Kenseth won the championship and only had won one race, okay? So it pissed a lot of people off. How can he go out there and only win one race and win the championship? This is bullshit, because he pretty much had it wrapped up with a race to go. And everybody got pissed off about it. Everybody got all bent up. They got a little butt hurt. They whined a little bit. Man, there's only one race. And then he kicked our ass. So a lot of people got pissed off. So they changed the whole damn thing up. Turned it into the playoffs. It wasn't called the chase back then. It was the playoffs. Playoffs. There's that word again. Playoffs. Let's don't even talk about the playoffs, because the playoffs don't exist no more. Now it's the chase. But in 2003, when Matt Kenseth went out there, he was so damn consistent. He's a beast. Went out there, won one damn race, won the points championship. Everybody got pissed off, flustered, shit on themselves. Remind me of Nick Saban after the Auburn game last year. It was unfair. It was Matt Kenseth only won one race. And he won the championship. So now they go and change everything, turn it into the playoffs. They wasn't going to have this shit again, because he dominated the points in 03. He dominated the points. Shit, what was it? He led like 33 out of 35 weeks, I think it was. He dominated the damn points for the Winston Cup in 2003. And he's coming back. He's coming back in a hell of a ride. He's coming back in the 42 car. He ain't coming back to screw around. That ain't what he's coming to do. That ain't what he's coming to do. But he led, I remember what it was. He led 33 weeks out of 35. And it was, I remember he set the modern era record because it had not been done in the modern era of NASCAR. And if you don't know what the modern era of NASCAR means, then you need to go learn your NASCAR history, because there's a modern era and there's another era. I don't know what they're going to call it. Maybe the ancient era. Okay? But you got two different eras of NASCAR, and you cannot compare the two. You cannot The two are, you cannot compare them. Okay, we're talking about an era when people stuck a car on a 16-foot trailer behind an old pickup truck and the driver drove his own car and truck and trailer to the race, and pit stops were a couple of minutes long. Okay, that's the era. That's not the modern era. Okay, so you cannot compare the two eras. And it was a record. 33 out of 35 weeks. Nobody had ever done that before. So they had to change the whole system because everybody was crying and pouting and screaming and jumping up and down like a bunch of little girls. Oh, I remember it. I remember it well. I remember it like it was yesterday. We got to change this. We need something playoffs. That's what we need. We need something to compete with football. That was the exact words. We need something to create excitement to compete with football, the NFL. And that's who they were trying to compete with by putting in this playoff system, and it worked pretty well. I like the playoffs now. I didn't like them in the beginning. I hated them. Hated them. But we got the system that we have now. It's very exciting for the last race of the year, which they're moving that to Phoenix. That's what they decided to do, but you go to the last race of the year with 4 guys that can walk away with the championship. I mean, shit. Back before, when Matt Kenseth won his and before, that was nothing like that was even remotely possible. You were lucky if you got to, and Atlanta was the last race for a long time, you were lucky if you got to Atlanta and there was more than one driver that could win the championship. When Jeff Gordon won his first one in 95, let me turn back the clock here a little bit. 95, Jeff Gordon comes to Atlanta. Rick Hendrick fields an extra car. Okay? They qualify an extra car because Jeff Gordon, all he has to do to win the championship is not finish dead last, which was 43rd. Back then, I know there's 40 cars in the field now, and I'm confusing some of you. Pay attention. So it was 43 cars in the field. They qualified an extra car because as long as Jeff Gordon didn't finish dead last and Earnhardt win the race, Jeff Gordon would be the championship. If he finished 43rd and Earnhardt won the race, Earnhardt would be the champion. Okay? That's how things were working in 95. So Hendrick Motorsports qualified an extra car and then put him a lap down right away to give Jeff Gordon a cushion. That way it would be impossible for him not to win the championship, because if he would have wrecked, if his engine would have blown or anything else, the worst he could finish with a car being a lap down from him at every point in time in the race would be 42nd. Regardless of what Earnhardt did, Jeff Gordon wins championship. Well, Earnhardt went out and won that race. I'm pretty sure. I know that's been, 25 years ago? Okay, and my mind's pretty good. So Earnhardt won that race, and Jeff Gordon finished somewhere mid-pack, if I remember right. He's the 95 Cup champion. But now we have 4 drivers. When they arrive at that last race, you have 4 drivers every time that can walk away with the championship. That's exciting as hell. I'm not going to lie. I didn't like it in the beginning. I love it now. I love what it brings to the sport. I love what Matt Kenseth is bringing to the sport. A veteran that's had time to think about everything. Everything. Man. Watch him. Watch him. Watch what's fixing to happen. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Watch. Matt Kenseth's going to have a hell of a year. He's got instant success. He's going into a great team that wants to win races. Okay? He's going to gel fine with them. Watch what happens. I'm not saying it's going to happen May the 17th at Darlington. It damn sure might. But as the season progresses, Matt Kenseth is going to get a lot stronger. All right, we're going to take a break right quick.
Whoa, trouble.
I noticed you wearing your LSU hat.
Yep. Born and raised down in the bayou.
Hail State. That's all I can say is Hail State.
Hey, we're good neighbors.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we are.
Yeah.
We just, as long as you're not an Ole Miss fan, you're fine, I guess, and that's just the way I see it.
Hey, they're our rival too. So look, there we go. We find something we like that we both hate the same team.
Oh shit! Welcome back to the news desk. It's time to dive off into NASCAR. coming back. Man, May 17th. Words we've been looking for months now. We're going to race at Darlington, May 17th. Apparently no fans, but we'll take it right now. But look, this is fixing to get crazy. And let me explain what I'm trying to say. I never thought in my lifetime, and I've been around a few moons, I never thought in my lifetime that NASCAR would be the forefront of all sports in the world. It may be for a brief period of time, and they're taking advantage of that, because you got to think NASCAR is going to be the only live sport on TV come May 17th, and this is the craziest schedule I've ever seen. Okay, as a longtime NASCAR fan, you don't ever think you will see this stuff. Just like back in the 90s, okay, 80s, 90s, we never thought we'd see a playoff system. Okay, but we got it. Okay, so we wouldn't, if you would have told all us fans even in 1999, even in 2000, if you'd have said, look, they fixed to do away with a point system and put this playoff system in place for the last 10 races of the year, we'd have probably all thought they was crazy as hell, because we couldn't see past what we had. And now the playoff system's a pretty cool deal. But man, NASCAR is fixing to be the forefront of the sports for the whole world, starting May 17th at Darlington. May 17th, Darlington Cup Series. Then Tuesday, the following Tuesday, Xfinity Series. The following Wednesday, now this is like the 20th of May, another Cup Series race at Darlington. I never thought I would see anything like this. Anything like this. We're going to have a Cup race on Sunday and on Wednesday. We're going to have an Xfinity race in between. It's pretty cool. Then we got Sunday, May 24th, which is the following Sunday after we just had a race on Wednesday. Okay? They're going to be at Charlotte, Cup Series. My gosh, man, we're going to get 3. Let me look at this. Yes, from Sunday to Sunday. From Sunday, May 7th to Sunday, May 24th, we're going to have 3 Cup races. This is the craziest shit I have ever heard in my life. We got no sports for months. We are shafted out of March Madness. We are shafted out of a normal NASCAR season. We are shafted out of basketball, the NBA. We're shafted out of college baseball. We're shafted out of professional baseball. We have been shafted out of every sport that we love worldwide for months. And NASCAR is coming back, and they're going to run us 3 Cup races in 7 days. What do you think that they're trying to say to us? NASCAR is trying to say, we love our fans, and we are fixing to give you the show. That's what they're fixing to do. Who would have ever thought in a million years that we could have 3 Cup races in 1 week? I could never even dream this up if I tried. And then on that Monday, we're going to run Xfinity at Charlotte. That's going to be a good show, folks. Xfinity puts on a hell of a show. And here comes the Mac Daddy. On Tuesday, May 26th, we are going to reintroduce the Gander Mountain Truck Series, baby, at Charlotte. How cool is this? How cool is this? We're going to get a Cup race on Sunday. We're going to get an Xfinity race on Monday. We are going to get Gander Mountain trucks on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, NASCAR's breaking the bank. NASCAR is breaking the bank. Wednesday, May 27th, I'm about to piss my pants. We are going to have another Cup race. Oh, shit. Are you smelling where I'm stepping? I have done steps so far off in this shit. You got to smell it. There's no way you ain't smelling it. My gosh, man. We are going to have 4 cup races in 2 weeks. We're going to have 3, let me count them. 1, 2, okay. We're going to have 2 Xfinity races in that same span. And we're going to have a truck race in that same span. We're going to have 7 races in 11 days. That don't even make sense. But we have no sports, and we are fixing to have NASCAR at the front of every sports page on the planet. This is fixing to be huge for NASCAR. This is going to be unbelievable for NASCAR. Something I never thought I would see in my life is something like this. This is of magnitude that we can't even fathom as NASCAR fans. I think the old theory of let's pack the track and let's sell out all these tracks is fixing to come true. Because NASCAR is fixing to gain millions upon millions of fans. Because they have nothing else to watch. They've got to watch it. It's the only sports there is. And when they watch it, and all us fans know what's going to happen. And they're going to be newbies from the age of 12 to the age of 75 coming into the sport as fans. Because they've never watched it before. And we know what's going to happen. They're going to watch at Darlington. And these boys are going to put on a hell of a show. And we already know how sweet Darlington is. Okay, let's don't kid ourselves. Darlington is one of our crown jewels. And right now I'm talking to the NASCAR fans of before May 17th. Because you're fixing to have a change on May 17th. You're going to have a flood of NASCAR fans come into our community, our racing community. And we need to be ready to welcome them in. Because it's not their fault they've always been blinded by the greatest sport in the world. It's not their fault. We need to welcome them in with open arms and let's pack these tracks. All you fans know what I'm talking about. It ain't May 17th yet. We hadn't seen it yet, but it's coming. It's coming, and we need to be prepared because there's fixing to be some exciting stuff happen in our sport. Our sport. If you're a NASCAR fan and have been, it's our sport. NASCAR fans are the sport. If you take all the fans away, the sport goes away. Okay? Now, I know along the lines that NASCAR itself, the company, has seemed to have forgotten that. I've seen them do some things that don't advance the sport. That's why we are at half capacity at a lot of tracks nowadays. And they haven't always done the right thing. But it's our sport as the fans. If we leave and nobody buys tickets and nobody buys merchandise, it's done. So the fans, it's our sport. And we're fixing to see a flood of people come into our sport because it's going to be the only sports on TV. I mean, you got to think about that. How many 16-year-old kids that have never watched a NASCAR race and they finally watch a NASCAR race and they're watching Darlington, which is one of our crown jewels. You got Darlington, you got Daytona, you got Charlotte, you got Indianapolis, and you got Talladega. That's the crown jewels of our sport. Make no bones about it. Darlington is fixing to be on the front page of every sports paper in the world after this race because they're going to tune in. They're going to see a hell of a show. They're going to be like, what the hell have I been missing? This is the most awesome stuff I've ever seen. I mean, you're going to be hearing things like this. Let's be ready to welcome all these fans in because they're fixing to flood into our sport. We need to open our arms up and say, come on in. Come on in. Let's make this sport very healthy for the next generation. Because that's what we're working on right now, is keeping the sport healthy for the next generation. I'm so ecstatic that NASCAR is coming back. You just, man, I'm just eat up with it right now. I'm eat up with the way it's coming back. I'm eat up with the exposure of the way it's coming back. I love how they got the format. They got all these races laid out over all these days. So we get a lot of sports. We hadn't had any sports in months, and NASCAR's fixing to give us sports 7 days out of 11. We appreciate it. We do. I'm ready for the day when we can get the fans back at the tracks, because I think we're going to see a different NASCAR because of this exposure. That's what I think. I think we're going to see a different NASCAR. I think you better order your tickets early when we get back to where the fans can be at the racetracks. You better get your ticket orders in early, because I got a feeling that every track after we go back to whatever we go back to fans, which has got to be sometime this year, every track from that day forward will be sold out before the green flag drops. I really don't see how it can't be with this crazy exposure that's fixing to happen. Wow. Matt Kenseth is coming back on the very same day. Damn. Woo. I can't wait. All right, I'm gonna go think about that for a minute, because I'm pretty jazzed up right now. Well, I went and thought about it, because the way I ended it was I was going to go sit and think about it, because there was a whole lot of information. And I went and thought about it, and I went and thought about it for a little bit, and that little bit turned into 2 days. I've been thinking about this. The fact that NASCAR's coming back, baby. NASCAR's coming back. NASCAR's coming back. NASCAR is coming back. May 17th at Darlington. I thought about it, and the more I think about it, the more I'm just about to shit myself. Okay, I mean, it's NASCAR. NASCAR's back, May 17th. Let that sink into your head for a minute. We've been screwed out of all sports. We've been shafted. The sports fan has been shafted. And shafted again. We've lost the XFL because of this. We lost March Madness because of this. We lost a big part of our racing season because of this. We've lost Major League Baseball up to today. We don't know how long Major League Baseball is going to be out, but we have lost Major League Baseball, and we don't have a date when it's coming back. But now we have NASCAR, and we have a date. And it's May the 17th at one of our crown jewels, Darlington, of all places. Darlington's always a hell of a race. Darlington is always stiff-ass competition, people in the wall constantly. It's too tough to fucking tame. It's Darlington, baby. And Matt Kenseth is coming back. And Ryan Newman is coming back. Damn. Damn. Are you smelling where I'm stepping? I'm stepping in this shit. Are you smelling it? Man. NASCAR is coming back. NASCAR. NASCAR Superstars are coming back May 17th on Fox. You got to watch it, man. The whole world's going to be watching. For the first time in history, all eyes are on NASCAR. All the sports fans of the world right now are sick and damn tired of being shafted. Because that's what we've been. Sports fans have been shafted. There's no other way to put it. You can put it a nice way. You can put it another way. But the truth is, sports fans have taken one in the ass. And NASCAR's coming back. And we don't have to keep taking it. We may not have baseball right now. We may have missed out on what could have been one hell of a March Madness. We'll never know. Man, that rubs me raw every time I think about it. But the shafting is over on May the 17th at Darlington. The Cup Series is going to put on a hell of a show. Man, I am just about to jump out of my own asshole right now. I am so excited about this. I mean, us sports fans have been screwed, booed, and tattooed. Fuck me running backwards down a damn dirt road. That's how much we've been screwed. Fuck me running backwards down a damn dirt road. Shit, I like that one. I don't know where that one came from. I don't know where half this shit I say comes from. But look, guys, we're going to close out this edition of the News Desk, but I want you to think about something. May the 17th, Darlington, all eyes in the world on NASCAR. If you're a NASCAR fan, get ready. We are fixing to be the shit. We're fixing to be the shit of the world. The sport we love, the sport we built, the sport we continue to finance, this NASCAR fan. We built this world, guys. If we'd have quit going to races years and years and years ago, NASCAR wouldn't exist no more. We built this sport. This is one sport that you can honestly say, and I can't think of another one. And I really can't think of another one, but this is one sport where you can honestly say that the fans are everything. We're everything. Without us, the sport doesn't exist. Never forget that. And I'm glad that NASCAR is showing us that they haven't forgotten it by giving us 7 races in 11 damn days. You can't even say that 3 times fast without smiling and damn near shitting yourself.